Should it help? Did it not update properly? Hello? Hello? Yeah, it did update properly. Cool. Alright. Sorry, we're doing all the fun stuff right now. So let me get this open and ready to go. I kind of like this song. Glad I put this on this playlist. Alrighty. So, here we go. This should... There we go. So, this game is about, I believe, someone who just started being a mortician, and it's just kind of gives you a look at the whole thing. You know what? Let's go with a blue highlight color, because I'm not a huge pink person. This is a Mortician's Tale. September 14th, 10:15 a.m. Hello, and welcome to our new funeral director. So I'm a funeral director, is what it comes down to. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name's Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Ever hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy is a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck. So he's the funeral director of Rose and Daughter's funeral home. Oh, the first email I should have read first was from Amy Rose, which is the founder and director of Rose and Daughter's funeral home. Shouldn't be a budget. Yeah, there's not going to be... It's a tonal shift. It's definitely a tonal shift, but you know what? I'm okay with that. We can kind of chill it out for the last little bit here. So this is from Amy Rose. Hello everyone, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our new funeral director, Charlotte, or Charlie, as she told me she likes to be referred to. Charlie is a recent graduate who came highly recommended and is eager to begin her career here with us at Rose and Daughter's funeral home. Please take the time to make Charlie feel at home within our little family. We'll have a nice catered lunch this afternoon so we can all get to know each other a little better as well. Alright, so instructions from Amy Rose. Hello, Charlie. We're going through our emails right now. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best I explain where everything is in your office/preparation room. You'll find your cremation station, cremulator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. So from Jen Love. Good luck to you, beautiful and smart baby. Aww, girlfriend. Huh, I guess my subject lines to you should start being more professional now that we are business professionals. Can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduating. It sounds super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were still a thing until now. Guess it's not something I really think about that much. I should look more into this, learn more about your world and industry because, as I said, you are now a very serious professional. Speaking of being a professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe someone paid me to move to London, and not London, Ontario, serial killer capital of Canada, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you even more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Oh no, that's terrible, probably. Also, I signed you up for a funeral's monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift. I love you. I'm super proud of you gift. I love you, love you, love you, love you. Jen L., Museum Curator, London Pathology Museum. From Funerals Monthly. Good etiquette at a funeral. Thanks for subscribing. Each month we bring you a new newsletter featuring a topic pertaining to the death industry. This month it's all about good etiquette for attending a funeral. I really can't believe we have to write this one out, but since we said we'll answer your most popular questions, here we are, because this is definitely one of the most popular questions. Didn't Canada have a low murder rate, but some weird serial killers went uncaught for decades? I don't actually know that much about serial killers, whether US or elsewhere in the world. I mean, obviously I've heard of some of them, but I don't know a great deal. Funerals are a hard time, and we understand that. But here are some quick and easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral. Generally, following the guidelines of don't be a jerk should work. Number 1, don't be on your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and a place to disengage. If you have to be on your cell phone, don't do that inside the funeral home. Number 2, don't be loud and obnoxious. You can share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Being quiet gives other people the space they might need. 3, don't get drunk. Everyone can deal with their feelings in their own ways. Just remember to be respectful with the grieving family and friends. 4, happily reminisce. Sometimes remembering the happy moments and positive experiences with the deceased can be a productive part of the healing process. 5, give condolences. It's not easy knowing what to say to someone, but even a simple "I'm thinking of you" can go a long way. 6, dress appropriately. What this looks like will change based on the customs of the deceased and their culture, but always dress in a way that shows respect to the deceased and their grieving family. 8, give a gift or sign the registration book. This can be flowers or a nice card, but it's the thought that counts here. Sometimes this can even be just cooking dinner for the grieving family. Anything that shows you care and want to help them through the healing process is what matters here. Be kind and helpful. It just started raining. Let's see, you rarely see news about Canada. It is almost always some old-timey crime stuff or otherwise some political gridlock. You only read the headlines as you don't have any ties to Canada. Alright, so a little about the services at Rose & Daughters. I know I didn't hit that last email. We'll get to that last. Here at Rose & Daughters Funeral Home, we're committed to providing loved ones with the best and most affordable funeral services in the area. We offer a diverse range of personalized funeral service options to fit every need. So there's different types of... There's like burial with open casket ceremony and reception, burial with closed casket ceremony and reception, cremation with ceremony and reception, direct burial with no ceremony or reception, or direct cremation with no ceremony or reception. And the price is there too. We also offer custom packages to suit every budget and need. Please do not hesitate to contact us with any questions and then it gives an email. Rose & Daughters Funeral Home was founded by my grandparents back in 1956. The Rose family has proudly served the area since then, providing personal, affordable funeral services for all. I'm proud to have carried on my family's business for the last 36 years, working with the best and brightest funeral directors and grief counselors, there's missing C there, in the area. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you've recently experienced a loss and would like us to help you through this hard time. Alright, so my tasks today from Amy. Hello, Charlie. I hope you're settled... Well, let's go all the way down. Okay, I see. Hope you're settled in okay so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. He'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family had asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier if that's possible. That being said, although you will not be embalming Miss Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one's going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Mrs. Garcia in the prep room. Talk to you soon. Scrolling further down from requests for... because Amy attached requests for the mother's funeral from Mia Garcia, the daughter of the deceased. Dear Amy, we're happy to be with Rose and daughters for my mother's funeral. We understand that there are usually procedures that must be followed in these situations, but if you could kindly not embalm my mother, that would be greatly appreciated. We would proceed with a closed casket for the service. I just know she wouldn't have wanted her death to have any negative impact on the environment, and since she fought so hard to beat her heart disease and to live healthily, it would be a shame to have her final moments to be counter to the way she lived. Thank you for anything you can do to help us in this matter. Best, Mia. Amy's response: Dear Mia, of course, we will happily oblige your request for no embalming and for a closed casket. I'll ensure our funeral director receives your request. Take care. So, basically... Why is it still... I read that. Oh, I should reply with an auto response. Sure thing, I'll get right to it. There we go. Alright. So we're gonna go over to the corpse, I guess? This is the prep room where you will prepare bodies for burials and viewings. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. Okay, so I don't know what a trocar is, to be honest. So we've got sponge, eraser, eye caps, glue, cotton balls, needle and thread, lotion, scalpel, tubing, a cannula, and then the trocar, and of course, probably embalming fluid, but we don't need that. So I guess we just grab the sponge. I mean, this isn't too realistic, but you know what? I'm kind of digging this. That's it. You're done. Mrs. Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of dressing and putting her in a casket. It's time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You are responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it is also important to pay your respects to their loved ones. Follow the arrow to head to the funeral parlor. So it changed us out of our doctor, not scrubs, because we were wearing more of a lab coat. And now we're in a black dress with black boots, and we have makeup on. I don't know if we had makeup previously, but is there anything new on our email? No. Okay. Start talking to the family. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. Yeah, that's... yeah, I guess. Yes, I did finish the game. We usually don't small talk a lot at these things. At least that's what I was always taught. Welcome back, Josh. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? It seems strange to be using a chemical that is known to cause cancer and putting it in the ground like that. So they're weaving in like actual knowledge for what's going on in the funeral industry. We're into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain? I doubt they do that. At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. I mean, that is true. Don't stop it. Don't make me laugh right now. Right. Alright, let's talk to the daughter of the deceased. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy. But it's always so cold in these funeral homes. And then her son, I think? I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. And then the youngest son. Mommy, I'm hungry. When can we go? Okay. Pay my respects to the casket. Try talking to the mom again. Nope. I would sign the guest book, but I can't quite get to it. Alright, well. Talk to everyone. We're gonna pay respects again before we leave. And we're gonna go back into our office area, I guess. October 11th, 10:09 a.m. I was just cleaning up. I'm coming. I hear the email. Alright. So we'll read the funeral monthly email first. What to wear when you're attending a funeral from a different culture. We all know everyone wants to be respectful at funerals. Don't talk too loudly, be kind, smile, and refrain from making inappropriate jokes, at least around the grieving family. Hey, sometimes some people do need a bit of a pick-me-up during such hard times. Who are we to judge? And a big part of that is knowing what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more to the formal black attire rule, and it works for us. It is a weird game, but I'm kind of liking it. You know, for as raunchy and hyped up as Spiral Scouts was, we kind of needed a relaxing come down after that to kind of chill us out. But we will be putting up a poll on Twitter and in Discord and Facebook over the next sometime this evening, this afternoon. Well, today, because it's already. Well, it's not the next day for you yet, Mika. It's just later at night, isn't it? Did you know that this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire, where people would wear black as a symbol for mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though. And if you're attending a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it is important to understand this. Some colors have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice could mean accidental offense. For example, in Hinduism and in Chinese cultures, white is a typical color for funerals. For Islam, though, it is less about the color you are wearing and more about how modestly you are dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals, color of the clothing isn't as important as is dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Actually, being respectful is just the #1 rule for any funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that, and please don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you are attending to support a friend, family member, or partner, this day is not about you, so be sure to do whatever you can to be as respectful and supportive as possible. Even if that means you're not wearing what you're used to wearing at a funeral. Or even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show your respects. 6 minutes to go? Got it. Alright, so from Matthew, who's our corpse delivery man. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, talking to our clients, taking our clients on their last trip around town, and I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager, about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed. In a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff, messed me and my friends up real good. So the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars. While we're in the procession going to the cemetery, someone in our car got on a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out some asshat driver who didn't know how to get in the... doesn't know not to get in the way of a procession drove through the intersection and smashed straight into our friend's car. No one was hurt, thank God, but can you imagine getting that call? Yeah, so processions are allowed to go through red lights and everything because that is just the way. I don't know how widely known that is, but procession isn't supposed to be broken up. Anyway, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone call, hung up and started laughing. Just laughing her ass off in a way that makes you not sure if they're really just crying or if they've gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed. And then we all started giggling because, like, go figure, life is messed up sometimes, you know? There's no moral, no point to that story, I guess. I just remember that story and want to tell you. Because we work with death all the time, and I still sometimes get caught off guard by what that actually means. Oh, before you get any ideas, that has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later and is nothing unremarkable. Someone has to do it and have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a minute, Charlie. See you in a bit. Alright. So, Rose passed a message along from Mia Garcia. Sorry. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together. It was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food in. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together, it meant a lot. So what I'm saying is, it was nice for everyone to be there like that, together in that way, and I know how much of that was due to the work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thank you for making this difficult time easier for all of us. Lots of reading. Alright. So, we've got 2 messages from Jennifer, which is our girlfriend. I don't know if they're a romantic girlfriend or just like girlfriend as in friend. Title is, I'm so frustrated right now. Can I rant for just a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anybody, male colleagues, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist BS anyway. And like, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in faux concern. Jen, I'm just worried about you. I'm worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to the livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension is hurting my head. Sorry, I'm out of sorts right now. I'll send you another email in a little bit when I've cooled off. Yeah, so back in the olden days, yes, corsets not only served the purpose, but they also went a little extreme in some cases. Nowadays, for the most part, they don't. So about an hour later, she sends a follow-up email. Okay, so let me explain this in a little more detail. A colleague and I were discussing Tight Lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associated it with fainting or hysteria, it's actually been associated with viscerorhabdosis, which is when the organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, right? Which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant. So, too long didn't read. Corsets probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that also implies that I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kinds of things I specifically research, and yet am treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. Alright. So, a message about the next job from Amy. Hi, Charlie. Here are the instructions for your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family was very happy with you. No small feat, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duval. An elderly man died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter Lizzie Duval if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask me any questions. P.S. Charlie dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matthew, he knows. You remember Caitlin Doherty? Names are hard. From Ask a Mortician on YouTube talking about this game. I think it's geared towards the death positivity movement and also the cheaper natural burial options available. It is not a law to have to be embalmed, but most funeral homes push it and make people think it's necessary. I was pretty sure that was the case. And the description does say that this is a death positive game. So I might need a mask. Well, I've got a mask on, but I mean like a face thing. But we'll see. Yeah, I think if I don't... this isn't on Steam. This is from the Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality bundle. So it's DRM free, so I don't readily have it available. But if you look on Steam, it probably has the same description. Even looks like a bit like Caitlin. Nice! See, traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. Click on the razor and drag it over the body to shave it. Which, of course, if this gentleman had a very big beard, I don't think that would be a thing you would have to do. You might have to trim the beard a bit, but... In order to break rigor mortis, you'll have to massage the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. Well, that's interesting. You would like her, I would like her. She is appropriately funny. Please, send me a DM with a link to the channel. The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag an eye cap to each eye socket to give it shape. To keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Click and drag the glue on each eye to shut it. I had a feeling that was a thing. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball to the mouth to give it shape. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle and thread over the jaw to close it. I like how it's all in order. Hi, Renby! We're just, working on embalming dead people. Hi. How was your brunch? So we're lotioning the skin. Came back to life as I was sewing his mouth shut. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. Came back to life. How was your brunch? Before you get the... yeah, before it gets the hose again. Yep. Yeah, we finished Spiral Scouts, and I wanted something to kind of chill us out a bit, because that game is frickin' weird and off the wall. You're going to need a tube to drain the blood. Click the tube and drag it to the neck incision. Click on the cannula and drag it to the carotid or artery. This is how you'll get the preserving chemicals into the bloodstream. So, oh, the hose is to drain the blood? Alright. Oh, I see. Sat on the roof of the restaurant, so you got your steps in today. Yes! Now you'll need to connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. Oh. Okay. Click the button on the embalming machine to turn it on. In order to evenly distribute the chemicals, you'll have to massage them through the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. What kind of food did you have? Great! Now let's sew up that incision. Click and drag the needle and thread over the incision to close it. Almost done. You'll need to drain the organs of any remaining fluids. Click on the trocar, then click and hold on the abdomen until all the liquid has been drained. Apparently, I have to wait till it finishes. Got it. They have a design your own skillet there, so you had hash browns, bell pepper, caramelized onions, feta cheese, pico de gallo, chula, hot sauce, cilantro, poached eggs, and shrimp. And bacon. You can't go without the bacon. And you're done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duvall's makeup, as well as dressing and putting him in the casket. It's time to attend the funeral. Still can't sign the guest book. It's fine. Let's go pay our respects first. Wasn't a ton of food, just enough. Personal pizza-sized one, but many flavors. Talking to what looks like a husband and wife. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park. Play catch. He loved playing catch. Threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. Talking to one of the grandkids who's playing on their phone, humming to himself. And this is, you're kind of gonna get to see through this game, I get the feeling, you know, different forms of how people cope. Like, kids just playing video games right now. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. And there was an email about about how different cultures have different, you know, dress codes for funerals. So, like, you know, in most Christian and Catholic faiths, black is a traditional color of mourning, whereas there's other faiths where white is the color. Or sometimes it's not so much about the color as dressing modestly. Or, I think it said for the Sikh culture, dressing modestly and being able to sit cross-legged properly. So, the chat with each person is awesome. It is. So these look like they might be friends or family or friends of the family. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like definitely not red, no matter what. Talking to the two gentlemen over here. Not that I'm actually talking to them, I'm just listening in, to be honest. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then next, poof, the person's gone. It's like, gone. Yeah, it's weird to think about for too long, like staring at the sun. I start to feel all dizzy or fuzzy when I think about it. So weird. Our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. Yeah. I'll pay my respects one more time, and then we will move on. December 2nd, 10:22 a.m. Alright, we're gonna read this one last. Start with the funerals monthly. This one is LGBTQ funerals respect. If you've been a longtime subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are, at times, subjected to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families and have had their hair cut or buried under the wrong names and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care. And this absolutely extends to pronouns and respecting the deceased's wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC's Funeral Director's Handbook on Death Registration and Fetal Death Reporting offers the fraught directive: enter male or female based on observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body or other sources, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to observation obviously enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different, and because of ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased gender identity as they lived it. So, a step in the right direction. People who are trans deserve the same respect in death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering in death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage. But this doesn't mean that you're not dealing with two people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. Alright. So there was a message from Amy to Matthew that he forwarded to me, basically, that says paycheck coming late, sorry. Hey Matthew, this is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing and can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. And then from Matthew, after he forwarded that to me. I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. Small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving, so I'm going to grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone, and swinging back to the home. You want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm gonna take the hearse through a drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15. Beef and cheddar sounds like he's going to Arby's. Right? Now, an email from our girlfriend. Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know you hate it when I try to give you dating advice. Okay, I guess it's just our gal friend, not our girlfriend. But hear me out. There's this dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anyone new since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again after this moment. But you're always saying how tired you get from people being scared to ask about your day. So maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea. Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy gothy aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mom rant over. I'm gonna try it out because it turns out people are super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who is as much of a weirdo as I am. Miss you, let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. You sign up for Dead Meat? Isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet, though. No, I cannot change anything in this game. This is a purely linear experience, as far as I am aware. This is just a more narrative game. It's not meant to be an action game or anything in that regard. Alright. So, Amy passing on this lovely thank you note from the Duval family. Hi, Amy. Thank you for the wonderful evening you and your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Alright, now today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. Alright, we're on it. You saw a hearse at a drive-thru once? My dad actually owned a hearse for quite a while. Just because he's a big Halloween person. He loves Halloween and everything surrounding that. And he owned a hearse, and it was actually pretty cool. Alright. Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we need to prepare her body. Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process, as not to damage them. Start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and place it in the coffin. Great. Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. Yeah, Mika, this just kind of gives an insight into the funeral director, Mortician, workspace, I guess is the best way to put it. This is the cremulator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. I knew that. Using a cremulator will break these bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Click and drag the bone fragments to drop them. Oh, there's some physics here. In the top of the cremulator. Kind of surprised to find out if the one that you saw had a Freightliner engine in it. Not a game you would play, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back onto the counter. Make sure to put Mrs. Hall's necklace back into the urn. And don't forget the tag. Click on the round identification tag and drag it to the urn. Last step. Click the urn's lid and drag it to the top of the urn. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. And that is our cue to head to the funeral parlor. Right? She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. I want to change the music. Now pay our respect. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. Glad she was cremated and not in, like, an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. This is nice, in a weird way. She'd like that we're all here, talking. She always tried to keep the family together. Food is delicious. I know that's weird, but the crab cakes are perfect. February 14th, 10:14 a.m. So Valentine's Day. Alright, we are going to start with funerals monthly. Keep on protecting the earth with green burials. You've lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution, and generally help out where you can. So why not continue doing that even in death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly, it's that bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. So better for people, the environment, just maybe not so good for big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. But really, why go green? Simon! Simon! We're gonna do this real quick. Hi. Thank you for the shout out, Renvi. How was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order? Yeah, it is Simon. It is so Simon. You! Yes, Spiffy. Me. Well, welcome, Raiders. For those of you unfamiliar with me, my name is Cordelia Chase. I am a story-based variety streamer, and we are currently playing a Mortician's Tale. It is a death-positive game. I just realized I muted the desktop audio here. We're gonna keep the relaxing music on in the background. Because I don't know, can I pause the game? Oh, even if I pause the game, the music still keeps going, so. We are playing a Mortician's Tale today. We just finished Spiral Scouts, and according to, how long to beat, this game can be beaten about an hour, probably a little longer, because I'm reading everything aloud to you guys. I do horror games Friday nights, Sea of Thieves on occasion, and the first Tuesday of the month, we edit our next best of video. Get together, go through clips together, start putting them in order. This game is great, but your PC just can't keep up. You don't... Oh, the Jedi Fallen Order. Gotcha. So, did you... I'm assuming you turned down the graphics and everything. But for those of you unfamiliar with Lazy Warriors, he is my Viking pillow son. He is a wonderful streamer, fantastic. He's got a freaking amazing sense of humor. He is one of my best friends in the entire freaking world. So, go check him out. Give him a follow if you haven't already. He's a variety streamer like me. Just picked up Jedi Fallen Order today. He's done things like, World of Warcraft on stream. He's done some like Rainbow Six. He does story-based games as well. So tuned down the graphics, fiddled with resolution, VSync the works. It's just tough luck. Oh man, I'm sorry. Is it something that you might be able to play off stream? Was it just affecting stream, or was your computer just unable to actually run it? I'm wondering. Because there might be a patch further down the line that might make things a little easier as well. But, so, A Mortician's Tale is basically a death-positive view of the death industry. So, you know, it comes with, you know, cleaning, you know, preparing the deceased's bodies and catering to their wishes. Not necessarily to the family's wishes, but the wishes of the deceased. So, this game has a lot of insight into the real world. It talks about the actual business and culture around things. We've talked about how different colors mean different things to different cultures, or dressing more modestly for funerals is accepted. So, yes, I am a funeral director at a mom and pop funeral home. So, right now we're on our 4th day. Well, not our 4th day, because it's been, but our 4th one that we're doing. We're going through our emails, and every month we get a funerals monthly newsletter. So that's what we're reading now, and then I usually have an email from my best friend who lives in London, and then some other stuff going on. It looks like the funeral home is struggling, or at least it was during the last month that we played, so... But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's not a game... It's definitely a narrative experience, more so than a game in a traditional sense. Alright. But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and restore or preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors, while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we're gone. Here at Funerals Monthly, we think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Apply and let us know. So from Jen, our friend in London. Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at that hotel for 3 years, but I must have gotten rusty. Anyway, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghosts. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High scorer gets to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next. Alright. So this is an email from Ryan Garcia with the title of, I don't know what to do. This is to Amy, but I'm guessing Amy's passing it on to me. Hi Amy, I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles I should reach out, and you would know somebody I could talk to about all of this. I don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full good life and was very happy, and that she's not in any pain now, but I still feel empty, Amy. Never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough, and with work in the will and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need someone to tell me that it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience. Ryan. So Ryan is the grandson of the first person we helped prepare. So, from Amy to me. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today, not my usual self, and it would be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. So there's no way for me to reply to this email, so I'm going to assume I either will or already did. We're skipping the actionable email. Oh shoot, I didn't... Okay, we'll play this in a second. So, from Margaret Hall to Amy Rose. Hi, Amy. I'm so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Okay, so this was the person we cremated, I guess. And that was the that was the thank you note. News about the future of Rose and Daughter's funeral home. Hi all, it's with a very heavy heart that I write to let you know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I googled told me it would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct, but remorseful, Google said. Aww. Truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use our services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways, and you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought, or I sold. Either way, soon, Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes. Though honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation and have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I, admittedly, didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. Alright, let's play this, this Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Okay. I'm guessing this is a 1 and this is a 2, which means that's a 3 and that's a 2. Means that's a 3. This is a 2, this is a 2, this is a 1. That's a 2. I don't know what numbers those are, so we're gonna leave that for now. 1, 1, 1, 1, that. 2, 2, 2. Hey, we cleared a bunch. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so one of these, I don't know which. This is the problem I always ran into with Minesweeper, to be honest. Yes, I am playing Minesweeper in this game. Alright, so it's that one. That there. 1, 1, 1. Yeah. 2. 2, 3, 2. So I can do this. And 1. Is this a 2? This is a 2. Okay. The big question is going to be, what do these mean? I mean, it could mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It probably does. I have to officially flag them all? Oh, it's just play to play. That's silly. I thought it was gonna be like, you won! Alright. So, cremation pacemaker? Hi, Amy. This is from Marina Reyes. You asked if there was any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just, please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Thanks, Mariana. So from Amy to me. Hi, Charlie. Please see the note below about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. Alright. Welcome back, Ed. Not a problem. Like I said, real life comes first. We've swapped over from Spiral Scouts to A Mortician's Tale, which is a death-positive look into the mortuary business, the funeral director business. And it gives a lot of real-world insight into the business, and it's good. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. However, Mr. Reyes has a pacemaker that we'll need to remove before cremation. Because pacemakers are batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of the cremation machine. We definitely don't want that. Let's start by removing Mr. Reyes' pacemaker. So we're gonna make an incision. Well, that was a quick thing. You can see the pacemaker. Click the forceps to drag it out of the heart. So, I mean, it's not entirely fully accurate. Ed, thank you so much for that host. Place the round identification tag in the coffin. And he's all set. Time for us to break down all the bigger bones into more ash-like things. That's right, I need to do that first. Hello? That's weird. Done, Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. And we are all dressed up. And let's go listen to the family. And pay our respects. Excuse me. I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. See, and we have no clue who any of these people are in relation to the deceased. I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. What do you want to do after this? Pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere? Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you that time we tailgated? Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. respects. Alright, so this month should be the one... Oh, it's the same month. February 28th, 10:35 a.m. So it's the last day before the business gets taken over. I like how I have tattoos. Alright, let's read our funerals monthly. Things to avoid saying at a funeral. Welcome back! Now, we rarely do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter, we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this month's advice. What not to say at a funeral? We know figuring out the right thing to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people. But fortunately, we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what not to say to someone who's grieving. So here it is, Funerals Monthly Top 5 Things to Not Say at a Funeral. 1. At least they're no longer suffering. Even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this. It's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told that the death of somebody they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it's true, don't be a jerk and just don't say it. 2. Were they saved? No religious statements, just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only is not always comforting, it can also be insulting. 3. They're with the angels now. See the above note, then rinse and repeat. 4. Let me know how I can help. This one is tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them. Take them to their favorite restaurant or buy tickets to see a movie together. 5. I know how you feel. Even if you think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will. Ask first. For a quicker version of this list that can be applied in any situation, don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Say, I'm sorry if you don't know what else to say. Alright, now a message from our dear friend Jen. Mushrooms! You hate mushrooms so much, I found the perfect thing for you. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker, look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it, and I'm writing you on my phone so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyway, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made from what's called a biomix, i.e. mushrooms and other microorganisms that help to decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients for the soil for plants. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? Seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovation happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry. But seriously, probably gonna do this. There's no harm in planning ahead, am I right? Alright, a thank you note from Mariana. Hi Amy, I just wanted to thank you for your service the other month and apologize if I was abrupt. It was kind of a shock for me and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. I wasn't supposed to die yet. This hasn't been easy. Alright. Forward our son. So this is from Amy. I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront this situation, yet, anyway, they're never easy. Rosen Daughters has been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you're uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is the suicide thing something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know. I'm here if you need me. So, the email is from Manuel Scott. Good day, Ms. Rose. Disregard our son's will as it concerns matter of his burial. He was clearly not thinking right, and I don't know what he really wanted. Proceed with an open casket funeral. As for payment, we'll bring a check. So, it's not the suicide I'm not comfortable with. I'm not comfortable going against his wishes because apparently he didn't have any witnesses signed. So that's unfortunate. And I'm not comfortable going against what his wishes were. So we're gonna go with no, I'm not comfortable, and we'll prepare whatever the other body is. Is there anything on this new body? No. The deceased family has asked for an open casket funeral. Start by cleaning the body. Alright. Break the rigor mortis by massaging it. Basically get whatever juices are left to move again. And insert the eye caps because the eyes deflate. Glue the eyelids shut. Cotton balls to help make sure the mouth doesn't deflate anymore. And then sew the mouth shut. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Jupiter! Welcome on in. Give me 1 second to switch over and then turn off my music that's gonna start playing. There we go. Jupiter, thank you so much for the raid! Let me read Ed's message and then I'll get into the introductions. Kinda makes you think the kind of mindset you have to work in that place like that for a long time. Yes, it really does. I don't think it's something I could do. And welcome on in Saint and Jupiter and Lucky Prophet. Hello, hello. So welcome Raiders. My name is Cordelia Chase. I am a story-based variety streamer. We are currently playing The Mortician's Tale. It is a death-positive narrative story about the death industry, being a funeral director or mortician if you prefer, and the processes that go into that and some of the thinking behind it. You get some real-world insight into things like green burials, cultural differences in funerals, things that you shouldn't say at a funeral, stuff like that, along with everything else. I do horror games Friday nights, Sea of Thieves on occasion, and the first Tuesday of the month, I do video editing for a best of video for the month previous. So, welcome. Hello, V-Dub and Val Allen. How are you? For those of you who don't know Jupiter, he is amazing and just a wonderful streamer. He plays a variety of games as well. Today, I know it says just chatting, but weren't you playing League of Legends today? He plays League of Legends, he plays, Final Fantasy XIV. What else? What were you playing the other day? You were playing Dead Space, right? You were playing Dead Space, I think. So he's a variety streamer as well. So, you know. Yeah. LOR. It's LOR. Yes. Okay, you were doing League of Legends at some point. Okay. I was gonna say Lord of the Rings LOR, but no, we're talking LOR. Legends of Runeterra. Ah, okay. I have not played that one, but when I checked in earlier, Jupiter, I didn't say anything because I was getting ready for stream. You were playing League of Legends. And thank you for continuing that gift sub from Unit. I don't know why my alert didn't go off the way it was supposed to. But thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. You are fantastic. But how did it go? How was stream? Did you get everything done that you wanted to do today? Did you get any wins? Tell me about it. Usually when I'm on the screen, we have some peppy music. But even when I pause this game, the music doesn't stop. So we just kind of got this chill vibe going on. So it is good. It is very good. And I'm gonna swap back on over to the game. We were just asked to prepare a corpse for someone who committed suicide. And they had a will, but they didn't have any witnesses sign it, and there's no power of attorney. So unfortunately, we have to go by the family's wishes. And like the will he had that didn't get signed said he wanted to be cremated.
Bingle bongle, dingle dangle, yickety doo, yickety da, ping pong, lippy tappy too-ta.
Doc, welcome on in. How are you? But the family wanted an open casket, so they were asking for me to do an open casket. And they're like, are you comfortable with the suicide thing? I'm like, I would be comfortable preparing a suicide body in this game, but not comfortable following the family's wishes as opposed to that of the deceased, even if, you know, it's one of those things. So the game is fantastic, very narrative, very kind, lots of information. So we are going to be popping back over into it right now. So I declined to do to work on the body of the suicide person just because I believe that if the wishes are well known to friends, and there's, even if the will wasn't signed properly, it should still, the wishes should still be honored. Making the incision for the embalming fluid. And this connects there. Now we're gonna have to massage the body to get the fluid to work through the whole thing. But this game is very kind, for all things considered. You'll be lurking, have a rad stream. Thank you, Jupiter. Thank you again for the raid, my friend. You are amazing. Love your face. To stitch up the incision. And then this drains the fluid out of the organs. So usually the games I play are a little more upbeat or uplifting than something like this. The game we just finished, the Spiral Scouts, was a very loud and boisterous game. So I figured something to come down after that was a good choice. All done. Mike will take care of Mrs. Rossi's makeup, as well as dressing and putting her in the casket. So after we prepare each of these bodies, whether it's cremation or for a casket, we actually go to the funeral and pay our respects. We're also able to listen in on conversations. He's no longer suffering or in pain. Yeah. He's in a better place now. These are all things that the email told us not to really say. She was too good for this world. Okay, thanks, Aunt Sandy. So essentially the thought process behind that whole thing is, you know, you don't want to necessarily impose your beliefs on someone else. Say, you know, the deceased wasn't into religion at all. You don't want to be like, yeah, she's with the angels now, or all that stuff, because clearly that person didn't believe in religion or subscribe to the same religious beliefs you do. I haven't cried since she died. Not once. How is Anna crying and not me? I'm the one who lost a parent. And everyone grieves differently, has different reactions. Quiet sobs. Doesn't look like her at all. A lot of times the body does not. Where's Maria? She couldn't be here. She didn't want to see her mother's body. I mean, I don't blame her. Anyway, I'm pretty impressed with the food. Did you try the amaretti? Now we'll pay our respects. And on to our next workday. March 3rd, 10:45 a.m. Right, time for the email. The funeral parlor just got taken over a couple days ago by the bigger corporation. So let's start with the good stuff. The funeral director's monthly. Different funeral traditions. Funeral rites, even in our own culture, may be something many of us may be unfamiliar with. For many people, all they know of funeral traditions are what they've seen in media. But, and I think this goes without saying, funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with death, but the goal is almost always the same, offering support, guidance, and ease to the people who are grieving. In Judaism, there we go. Interment usually begins immediately after someone has passed. Up until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone, so oftentimes family will appoint a shomer, a guardian, to remain with the body. Preparations for burial begin as soon as possible in Muslim traditions as well. Local Islamic community organizations are also involved and help the family make arrangements for the funeral service and burial. But not all practices are strictly religious focused. In the aughts, in South Korea, the amount of graveyard space began to shrink drastically, causing a law to be passed that required families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families began to cremate more often. But there are also companies that compress remains into beads in turquoise, pink, or black called death beads. This also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue in graveyards and the expenses of cremation. And not all practices are somber either. Ever hear of the turning of the bones, or Pamadihana, a ritual by Malagasy people of Madagascar? Pamadihana has families return to an ancestral crypt, exhume the bodies wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies to lively music. This practice is a celebration, remembrance, and way of keeping the deceased involved with family news. Death can be difficult. Death can be a difficult time for many people, obviously, but that doesn't mean there isn't beauty in the ways we choose to honor and celebrate our deceased. Right? So, from our friend Jen. Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work I have to do with an inguinal
Mama.
Laura, welcome to stream, my dear. With a hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in our collection, and you can even see this bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool. I'll send you the link when we have a catalog. What is my life? What is that sentence I just typed? But anyway, this event that I'm forwarding you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with the feeling of restlessness you were talking about before. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death-positive people there. Sounds like it'll be a safe space. You're invited to attend a death cafe. come increased awareness of death with a view to helping people make the most of their finite lives. Join us, have a tea and cake, and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, when people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity. See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Thursday. Alright, so now we're going to read something from Matthew, our co-worker. Can I just say, first off, that this is bullcrap. I know, the music is so calming. Let's see. This is bullcrap. Knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. No? Okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all of your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in, and now we have to deal with their BS practices? They're colder than the corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges this much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitive. Let's grab a drink after work. I need to blow off some steam, and emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do this. Too late for me, I guess, though. P.S. If you're reading this, Hillside Overlord, good. Yeah, we were working for a mom-and-pop funeral home, and the owner sold out because they were running out of money. So, here's the email from Chad, of course he's a Chad, Brandt, to Rose and Daughters staff. We are pleased to bring on Rose and Daughters as part of Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. They will be another institution amongst hundreds of other properties owned across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process to the Hillsdale Heritage Enterprise, Inc. culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes. We expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way for Rose and Daughters from now on. Yeah. So before we get to our orders, our work for the day, let's see. So Hillside Heritage. So now the website has changed. Rose and Daughters, operated by Hillside Heritage Enterprise. It's a lot more industrial looking. Rose and Daughters is the newest funeral home to join Hillside Heritage, proudly serving 56 different communities nationwide since 1964. Rose and Daughters features several available packages for burials and cremation, a spacious visitation suite for added comfort, and catering available on site. Rely on our dedicated and friendly staff to help you with your funeral needs, whether you need our immediate assistance for a loved one or would like to pre-plan your own final arrangements. We offer many packages fitted to suit every size of gathering and budget. Ask us about our selection of casket, urns, and headstones, the largest in the country. So this just went from, we care about you and your family, to give us money. Funeral package. Bronze funeral package, an intimate gathering and memorial for your loved one, customized to fit your individual needs, best suited for groups of 25 to 50. All of these have asterisks by it. The silver package, small but special celebration for your loved one, best suited for 50 to 100. And gold, give your loved one the best with the best we have to offer, double asterisk. A large gathering to celebrate your loved one, best for groups over 100. So the one asterisk is subject to additional fees and taxes, and the double is payment plans available. And it's a 1-800 number to call for a quote. Alright. Charlotte, here's what we have to do for the day. Charlotte, we lower the details for our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you're done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. Ugh. Alright, so cremation. They want cremation. Mr. Grant. Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, it was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. Thank you, Leah. So we just gotta worry about cremation. So if she has any jewelry on, we need to make sure to take care of it. I almost feel, well, she was in a bike accident. I don't know if this was like a motorbike or a bicycle. So if it was a bicycle, she probably, I feel like there's gonna be a point where I mess something up. Like she's gonna have a pacemaker or something and it's just gonna explode, and that would make me sad. I don't feel like this game would pull something like that, but it is a possibility. So what we're doing here is breaking the bones down into ash-like substance. You know, the bones that didn't become ash in the cremation process. And then you put the valuables in there as well. And the identification tag. And then seal it up. All done. Matthew will take Miss Ionesco's urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. And then we get to go visit. And listen in on the conversations. Should we do a vigil at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. Okay, so she was on a bicycle. Feel like you'd be a bad mortician? I definitely would be. I find the process fascinating. However, I know I wouldn't be able to handle it. I mean, I have trouble. I can't clean up cat puke without almost upchucking myself. So, dealing with body stuff like that, I don't know if I could handle it. And I know some of the stuff you would see would be very gruesome. She was always so careful. Wore her helmet, signaled, used the bike lanes. Asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Leah. This has been hard enough on them, without asking about the legal ramifications of all this. After all this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. We're more talking about how you would become even more numb than you already are. Yeah. So glad it was cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. I have to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No, thanks. I mean, but no. I don't know. It's so intimate. It feels like I should do it by myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Yeah, she was kind of a closed book. Except to you. Yeah. Yeah, she was special. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. Let's go pay our respects. And onward. March 24th, 10:30 a.m. I always have coffee. Alright. So we're forwarding this is a forwarded message from Matthew about the rules and code of conduct. But first we're gonna get Matthew's message. Charlie, I need a drink. Beer after work? Yes, I really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hungry and angry, and no, I will not say hangry. Ever. So the original email from Chad. Hello. As stated in a previous email, here are the new rules and code of conduct I expect you to follow from now on while on any premises belonging to Hillsdale Heritage Enterprises, Inc. First and foremost, there is a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Second, most importantly to this, is that no tattoos are to be visible. I have tattoos. If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. And speaking... I have tattoo? Character has tattoos. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell. For example, always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality package. Find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. That is shit. Additionally, food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Also shit. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase our premium sandwich and appetizer food package. Our partner, Catering Concepts, provides high-quality food that will be delivered weekly from their factory and can be easily defrosted the morning of the funeral. That's shit. Expect all of the above changes to be instituted effective immediately to ensure a smooth transition to the high-quality services of Hillsdale Heritage Enterprises, Inc. is known for. It's one cool thing about your job, face tattoos are acceptable. I myself would probably never do facial tattoos, but, I mean, I plan on more. Green burial policy. Hello, Charlotte. I reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if we at Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you of this in the beginning, but we do not perform green funerals as they are not cost effective. All employees and subsidiaries of Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers, though, so do try your hardest to convince the families requesting green burials. You're right, Serena. Chad needs to be taken to his doom. You are right. Also, hello. Instead, choose a traditional burial package, complete with embalming caskets and vaults instead. I trust you will ensure we do not lose any customers. Fuck you, Chad. Fuck you. Big businesses need to be shot in the face. Alright, so from Jen. I just saw a video of a gorilla walking on its hind legs. Like a human being, Charlie. A human being. We as a species have seen the beginning of our end. And now our funeral monthly topic is home funerals. Why do it? You need to look up what a green burial is. It's essentially, you don't, because I know at least in Michigan it's allowed, but you're not required to be embalmed when you die. You can be chosen to be in a biodegradable casket and all of this stuff, and you don't have to be embalmed. That way the embalming fluid doesn't seep into the groundwater and all that. Welcome back, Dingo. But yeah, definitely take a look at it. They obviously would have more information than I would. The appeal of a home funeral is apparent for many, especially if the deceased was somebody very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to a funeral home. Most families aren't given the option and assume this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive. But isn't this process counterintuitive to the grieving process? Being around the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved one's body, which can help them mourn or give opportunities to family members and friends to see the deceased one last time before they are taken to be buried or cremated. The idea of keeping the deceased body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that decomposition takes a long time, and you can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around your loved ones and see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. Home funerals aren't just more intimate, but they are very economical. A traditional funeral, complete with body preparation, service, flowers, cards, and many other hidden costs and fees, costs upwards of $7,000 to $10,000. And you're able to take care of your loved one yourself, to wash and dress them, and to organize their viewing from home. The only cost remaining is entirely in the cremation or burial itself. However, it's important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, it is legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die. States like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require a funeral director's involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing the burial or cremation. This is the route you decide to go for yourself or your loved ones. Make sure you follow everything by the book. But just know that this may be an option available to you and your loved ones if you choose. Alright, let's see what's on that. Just seeing if anything changed. No, nothing changed. I just wanted to see if they added a note about we don't do green burials, but... Latest contract acquisition, the city. Charlotte, I am proud to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. This is an important revenue stream for us, as I'm sure I don't need to explain to you, Charlotte. Although Hillside Heritage Enterprise, Inc. is being paid a decent wage from the city for these services, cremation is preferred here as it is more cost-efficient of the two options. The first unclaimed body we will be handling belongs to a middle-aged man, possibly homeless, whose body has yet to be claimed. No special preparations are needed for this cadaver aside from cremation. I still feel as though one of these bodies is going to have a pacemaker, and we're not going to know about it, and it's going to explode. Before we cremate this gentleman, we need to prepare his body. He doesn't seem to have any valuables on him that would be damaged during cremation, so let's just worry about putting his identification tag into the coffin. He's all set to be cremated now. Alright, so it didn't blow up that time. It's one of those things, this game could go either way. So now we're gonna break the bones down into finer ash. You know, the ones that didn't break down. All done. Matthew will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. Okay. I'm not sure if anyone's gonna be there. So I guess this time we just pay our respects and move on. April 9th, 10:19 a.m. Latest contract acquisition. Hospital. This is from chat again. Hello all, we are thrilled to announce that HHE Inc. I'm abbreviating this shit now. Subsidiary Rose and Daughters just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital, allowing us to access all the cadavers that come through their pediatric and maternity wards. We're excited for the opportunity to work with Morning Valley Hospital, which intakes over 100,000 patients and receives over $15 million in funding and donations annually. This will no doubt be a boon for HHE Inc.'s bright and sustained future. Fuck you, Chad! So from Matthew, to me, the title is, I'm done. Charlie, it's official. I put in my 2 weeks notice. You know how unhappy I am working for Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you I am worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, okay? Yes, I'll bring beers over next week. We can talk a bit more freely. And from Jen. Subject line, I kissed her. Dating a special effects makeup artist, and she is like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She totally loves Ava's possession and was equally freaked out by the possession scenes, but so utterly delighted at the idea of a support group for people who have been possessed. That was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was getting worried you had lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive and isn't freaked out by my work, and also isn't too into it like that last dude I saw. Jason? Michael? I can't remember. I just really like spending time around her. I can talk about whatever I want, and it's never a conversation stopper. She totally gets what I mean when I say that, like, working with death and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel so much more worth it, you know? Memento mori, or whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we took. We just click. Feels good, fun, and affirming like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maplewood Meadows. She's super into roller coasters, and I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on the rides, is sickeningly cute. Then maybe I'll kiss her on top of the Ferris wheel. Will be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Anywho, enough about me for now. I'm still kind of in shock from your last email. You think you're going to do it? You know you have my support 100% no matter what you decide. I'm not sure what I sent to her. Alright, funeral monthly. Water, water everywhere and not a drop to drink. Water cremation. Interesting. We can call it a few different things, like flameless cremation, a bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let that slide. Or perhaps more commonly, resomation. Its technical name, though, is actually alkaline hydrolysis. Whatever we want to call it, it's here, and it's an environmentally friendly alternative to traditional cremation. But for the sake of this newsletter, let's call it water cremation. We all know that traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment, a high energy consumption that adds to greenhouse gas effects being one of the chief among them. The water cremation is an alternative method available for the eco-conscious amongst us. How does it work? It's basically a water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkali in water heated up very high, about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It basically works like a sped-up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process as any sewage water at a factory, and alkaline hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation processes. Neat, huh? It's been around for a bit, and in some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the aughts. Not a bad alternative for those who don't want their death to have any greater impact on the environment than necessary. Alright, so this is a forwarded message. Chad forwarded to us. Title is Home Funeral for My Wife. Charlotte, I see you were not able to convince the Dimka family to take a standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order to not lose this sale. Please read the enclosed emails for a lesson on how to properly upsell potential customers. I don't want to see we've lost any customers because of your refusal to upsell. That is part of your job. He is not a salesperson. So the first message from Coffee Dimka. Dear Mr. Grant, regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden, we don't know what to do. We just want to make sure she has a proper send-off. Thanks. Dear Mr. Dimka, I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you the best way to honor your wife is through a traditional funeral package instead. Promise your wife's funeral with us will be a beautiful, intimate gathering where all of her beloved friends and family can come gather and say their goodbyes. The standard embalming will allow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time as she was, beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food with our prepared food service will ensure you don't have a single thing to worry about on this day. You and your daughters are going through a hard time right now. Let us here at Rose and Daughters make this difficult time a little easier for you. Dear Mr. Grant, okay, we'll take the traditional funeral package. Thanks for considering us in this hard time. That would not fly for me at all. Not easier on the wallet, though. Right. And that grieving they would have with her at home might, Yeah, exactly. I can't... I had trouble making my sales goals when I was a teller at the credit union. Because you can't convince someone to get a loan. And, like, I wasn't going to be super pushy about things, so... Yeah. Deceased family is open for an open casket funeral. Let's start by cleaning the body. Now massage it. Get rid of the rigor mortis. And now the eye caps so the eyes don't look deflated. And glue the eyes shut. Cotton balls into the mouth so the mouth doesn't look deflated. And then in order to keep the mouth shut, going to moisturize the body because the body no longer produces the oils. And now time for the embalming process. This to drain the body's blood and other fluids. This to help insert the embalming fluid itself. And then the machine. You massage the body to get the embalming fluid moving through it. And then drain the excess fluids from organs. All done. Mike will take care of Miss Dimka's makeup as well as dressing and putting her in her casket. Is this fascinating? You like how they have shown... Yeah, yeah, it's very tasteful too. You know, was my dress always long sleeve? I don't remember. I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. I mean, this feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. Yeah, but I don't know. They must have had their reasons. Oh, hey, what did you think of that trailer I sent you? Oh, yeah, I heard that show is so good. I saw the video of one kid actor doing karaoke. Meh. Do you think we did the right thing? I feel bad not doing what Mom asked for. I know, honey, but that Chad guy said... What that Chad guy said seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. Yeah, I just want Mom to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. It's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. Me too. It's so cold in here. I think they have the air conditioning on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out. It'd be good to stretch my legs. Their respects. August 30th, 9 a.m. Did I swap jobs? Did I get out of that hellhole that got taken? It was a nice place till it got taken over. Let's see. So, our first thing is a congratulations email from Amy Rose. Charlie, dear, I'm so proud of you. I knew there was something special about you when I hired you for Rose and Daughters. If there's anything I can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm always happy to help. Best wishes, Amy Rose. Yes, I sorely miss you and Matthew's terrible sense of humor. And then a message from Matthew. You'll never believe what new job I am working now. Open this email to find out. Hey, Charlie! When I first became a hearse driver, I was told that my most important job wasn't steering. It was sympathizing. I respectfully disagree, and thankfully, I concentrated on my driving skills, since I'm now working as a, wait for it, bus driver! As a school bus driver, Charlie, can you believe that? Pretty sure if I said the most important part of my job now wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately. I didn't know how else to tell ya. For some reason I was worried you'd think less of me, but I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental type. And besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, might I add. I actually love it. These kids can be pretty cute. Don't tell Amy that I told you that. She was always harping on me for not having any kids and for being all cynical about them. Congrats on your new business, Charlie. I'm proud of you. I'll swing by your new place one day and show you my new wheels. Maybe we can grab a bite to eat. Be seeing ya. Matthew. And then from Jen, congratulations on your new business! Charlie, I'm so happy for you. I know it's been a rough year for you. Seriously, I think our wine intake saw a bazillion% increase, but you've stuck through it all like a champ. You deserve this. Finally being your own boss is a great move for you. No more having to explain anything if you don't want to. I'm trying to not to be too cheesy right now. Can't wait to be home next week for our visit and check out your new space. Always, Jen. Yes? Have you heard about those green burial pods? When I find the link in my 1 million open tabs, I'll shoot it over to you. And then a message from Eileen. Dear Charlie, today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly this has come up. Thank you for understanding and for your work. You've made today easier already. See you at 1 p.m. Eileen Hansen. Oh no, I can't go back and check. I meant to check the website, because the website was on the other tab. Yes, her tattoos. This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It hurts so much. Thank you for helping me give her the funeral she always wanted. Anyway, I think we're ready to get started now. Aww. See, that's really cool. And the music changed when we got to August. I like how they used Jen. See, Caitlin, she was a special thanks in this. There was a lot of research, I'm sure, that went into this game. It was a lot of reading, but I'm glad I did it. Someone named their pet Future. And this is why we sit through the credits. Alright. Yeah, this game was freaking beautiful. Alright. But it is about time for us to get moving on with our day. I will probably end up replaying part of the... Just hit my knee on my desk again. Oh, that hurt. That was like the funny bone part of the knee. Ooh. Ow. Oh, I love this. This was great. I'll probably go back and play part of it off stream. But yeah. So I will be putting up a poll sometime later this evening for Monday's stream as to what we want to hop into next. So let us get moving into that. I hate how this was just like, we go straight from frickin' super relaxing music to upbeat, but you know, we're gonna be sending off some love to somebody. I don't know who yet, so we are gonna be checking this out. Oh man. So, first things first, you got on at 5 p.m. from work. Yes, you did get here after work. Alright, so, first things first, if you're looking to connect with us off stream, we do have a Discord and a Twitter. I do have a permanent schedule, however, any updates to the schedule, whether I need to postpone or cancel, will be posted in both places. You'll find some awesome people in the Discord. You'll see me promoting streamers who are deserving of our love and attention on Twitter. And you'll see going live posts and updates on stream in both. So we've got that going. Yes, words are very hard. Thank you, Dad. And Serena. Serena, thank you for sticking around, my dear. So we've got... And Simon's still here. Guys, you guys make my heart warm. So, let's see. There's nothing... Does anyone have any suggestions? Because I have an idea for one. However, I don't know the game, so I'm just gonna kind of check it out. In this day and age, if you had to be a mortician or a nurse, what would you choose? Oh, probably a mortician. Just mainly because I couldn't deal with seeing the suffering. I mean, I see the families suffering, but, you know. Okay, so this was an RPG action survival thing. Yeah. Great rest of the weekend. Thanks for the awesome stream. Thank you, Freak, for being here. You like asking the hard question? No, it's just, I have a hard time seeing people suffer. I would be crying all the time. Probably be crying a lot as a mortician. However, at least with the mortician, you're not dealing with someone who's actively possibly suffering or in pain. You'd just be dealing with family members who are going through grief. So does anyone have a suggestion on somebody to raid? I should check out the team page, actually. And never mind. The only people that are on the team page currently are... I'm already following. You worked in an ER for a while? It's not easy at all. Yeah. I believe that. Let's see. Bob Ross. I mean, I know Bob Ross isn't actual channel on Twitch, but I would rather send the community over to somebody, and I'm the only person playing this game, so I can't even send it over to somebody playing a Mortician's Tale. Do you guys want to go for a music stream? Because I got an idea for a music stream, if you guys don't mind someone who drums. So, you know. Oh, you're just joking? Yeah, we're gonna... Yes, okay, we're gonna send this over to someone I got to meet at, TwitchCon. I waited in his line to get his autograph for one of my mods, the Ninja Toothpick. The person we are rating is the 8-bit drummer. He currently has a hype train going on, and he's dancing for it. He is dancing up for it. So let's get this raid started now. Yeah, music is always good. Aw, he's not dancing anymore. I was really hoping we could get him while he was dancing, but you know. He does have quite a few viewers. He is a partnered streamer. So I don't know. I don't think he has follower-only chat on. There's no way for me to know because I do follow him. So Yes, thank you for that, Renvi. So we do have our raid messages, so please feel free to add and modify those as you see fit. Bottom one is for subs, top is for people who are not, but please use any and all hype and love emotes you got. Let us get this show on the road. I will be live again Monday evening, 7:30 p.m. EDT, with whatever wins the poll that I'm going to put up later today. So keep an eye on the Discord, keep an eye on the Twitter, and we will get that started. So folks, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will catch you on the flip side.
They tell me I was built to last, and they tell me that the storms will pass. To use me